In OneDesk, the Tasks application is found by clicking on the second icon here in the left bar. This allows you to create and manage projects and tasks, assign, schedule, and track them. If you click View Item Details, you can see the details of this particular task. You can dock it in the side, and if you have enough room, you'll be able to always see the detail panel open as you select different tasks. You may want to configure some things about your tasks. I'm going to show you where you can do that. Go under Administration and select Tasks under the application. Here at the top, you can define multiple types of tasks. This can be very useful. To do that, click Show Hidden Types, and you can see there are up to 10 different types that you can use. We've pre-configured a few of them, and I'm going to turn on something called the bug. I can change the icon, change the color of the icon, change what I call it, and you will notice as well that each of these types has an email address assigned to it, which allows you to capture new tasks of this type. This is your particular email address, and it contains the code for your company. This will change depending on what your company URI is. Manage Statuses allows you to manage the status of the bug. So I can decide, you know what, I don't want to reopen status for my bug. I'll remove that. And that option has been removed. And I can add a new one just by typing in here. I can also change the default and map them to different states. So now I have an extra type of task turned on. When I click Show Hidden Types and turn off the switch, you'll see now they're both available. Under the Add menu, you'll see that now I have a task and a bug available. I can also add custom fields to my tasks. I can click Show Hidden Fields, and you can see some of the pre-created type custom fields we've already created for you. But if you want to create your own, you just click Create Custom Field, give it a name, and choose which type you want. You can choose a text field, number, date, cost, or finally choice. That's what I'll choose. Choose on which types you want it to appear. Because we're creating this from the Tasks page, it will default to Tasks. Also choose where you'd like this custom field to appear, on an individual project or on all projects. I recommend you use all projects wherever possible. These are more powerful types of custom fields and allow you to do a lot more things with them. You'll want to make this custom field visible, and then you can enter the options. Oh, I made a mistake. No problem. I can just delete this one and enter it again. I can set a default if I want, and then I can click Create. You'll see that my custom field has been added and it's turned visible by default. If I hide the custom fields that are not being used, I'll see just the one I created. Feel free to edit it or delete it later. Next, you'll see the section for the Tasks Detail panel. The Task Detail panel is the panel I showed you earlier with a bunch of properties on it. You can decide to hide or show various different properties on there if you're not using it. For example, if I decide I'm not going to use the scheduling at all, I can turn off all the things related to scheduling and cost, and that will hide them from the panel. I'll show you how that looks when I've got them all turned off. Next, you can modify the internal creation form. The internal creation form is the form that you see when you click Add Task. You can make certain properties appear here or remove them from here. You can even add new properties. It's important to note that there are different forms that you can expose to your customers under the customer apps. You can see about that in other videos. Let's modify this form. I'm going to show hidden properties. And you can see my new custom field that I just created is available for me to add to my form. I'm going to add it right here. I've also decided I don't want to use agile points, so I'll turn that off. And I'm going to make my custom field required. Now, when I click Add Task, you'll see my custom field is right there with this little star indicating it's required. One small point is that if you do default it, then you're going to need to make sure that it will always be completed. So making it required won't make much difference. So if I defaulted my custom field to containing a value, then of course it will always be complete, and therefore making it required won't make much difference on the form. Workflow automations allow you to add certain logic to your tasks. There are lots of videos covering this, but the essential idea is I can create some logic or modify existing logic that affects tasks. For example, this one changes the task to the finished state whenever the percent complete changes to 100. You can create your own by clicking here, and you can disable ones you don't like as well. Service level agreements allow you to add policies to apply to certain tasks. In general, service level agreements are used more with tickets, but they can also be used with tasks. There are other videos describing service level agreements. Now, let's take a look at the task that I've modified. I'm going to go back to my tasks application and take a look. It automatically refreshes and shows my changes. You can see that now my custom field has been added. So this is how you can modify the properties and logic of your tasks in OneDesk. If you have any more questions about this, don't hesitate to ask us. Thanks.